You know, I oftentimes will find that if I'm really upset, or let's say, I'm just upset and I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to handle this particular problem. Why is this even an issue to begin with? You know what I figured out? The issue is that I said no when I wanted to say yes, or I said yes when I wanted to have said no. And then I had to stop and recalibrate and refigure out, okay, what's taking place here? So setting boundaries, okay, is how you really figure out what each word is implying as a boundary. When someone asks you to something in your own mind, they ask you an opportune time because you want to experience things. So your answer is yes. All right, cool. That's a boundary there. I'm only saying yes because I feel as though there's something about this that benefits myself as a young woman or a business owner. Simple, period. Now, if I say no, I am overextending myself. So any further invitations or things that I deem as of an interest, it'll have to be something that I have to say no to now. But if this reappears and we revisit this again, maybe a month or a week from today, and I feel as though the calendar is freer, now I can place myself in this particular alignment where a yes is now considered a positive and I'm benefited, then I'll do that too. But again, the boundary is set, it's clear, it's formed by clarity. All right, y'all. So again, seriously, for some of my girlies who really find that making their nose hold and stand firm, I'm really sorry about that. I am, because for number one, having a boundary in place really is a tone setter. It really allows you to maneuver in a spirit that resonates with you. That's what you want. You want to place yourself in alignment and in a opposition. So you want to place yourself in alignment with dreams that resonate with the things that you think about. And you want to place yourself in opposition of things that feel as though they are purposely trying with intent to cause malice and harm by thwarting the particular things that you deem as necessary to your own well-being. So that way you put a proper boundary that separates the two. Because when you have a form of separation, you have a form of clarity. But having clarity between what it is that actually is helping you scale your business, helping you find your niche, or helping you be able to step into that persona, you can also easily find the things that are going to become purposes as to why you were not able to scale your business as well. So you have to have a boundary there to say, I don't want to really be bothered with these things, but I actually admire and want these particular items over here. And that is ultimately how you scale your business and how you handle the way that you conduct yourself around others. Now, sometimes I can find that whenever I feel as though a boundary was crossed, I always feel immediate sense of dread, darkness, gloom. So that's best to have been avoided, have either been prevented, and ultimately just not done to begin with whatsoever at all. And that's another form of having a clear boundary in place. It allows you to see what's crossed as well versus, well, I mean, because if you have that moment and you actually are one of those ladies who refuse to have a boundary or a standard, you're not even clear on what is crossed because you never took the time out to put boundaries in place to begin with. So, to my ladies who think that way, please stop. Please carve out clear cut thoughts and thinking patterns that help you scale your business. And personally, I want this to include who you date, where you go, and who your friends and your inner circles are. I want you to take a really clear inventory of those people. I really want you to look at where you put your focus. Does your focus go into your faith, your religion, into helping others and sowing and tithing, into giving your money and time, into volunteering, to maybe mentoring, taking the time out to find some cute journals, maybe some pretty pens to make sure that your clarity and thinking patterns is constantly on paper so that you can kind of sort of just make sure that everything is out and it allows you to free up a little bit of mental space? Is it something that you say yes to as a boundary? Maybe it's your wardrobe. I love a good stylish young lady. So let's say if you, I don't know, want to find out your next wardrobe for the next 10 seasons and phases of your life, what does she look like? What is it that she's picking out? Is it something off the racks? Is it something that's in a certain department store? Is it something that is sold by a particular line, a particular brand, a particular area or neighborhood that you like to frequent because they treat you so well? I mean, you really want to think about those things and put boundaries in place so that you can emulate those things and attract them to you. I mean, I really don't think anything is wrong with that. Personally speaking, that's like a dream come true. That's something that ladies, I'm sure, have multiple dreams of. So please, first and foremost, take that time out to do those things. I mean, I took it out some time just to go through this particular item and journal. And when I got this journal, do you know how much drama the sales associate gave me onto this one item? The sales associate purposely rang me out for 1,000 different things that I didn't even purchase so that I couldn't even get the journal. So, you really want to be mindful of your surroundings. And of course, since that has happened, I have not been in any rush to frequent this particular establishment again. So you want to be careful because you can attract and repel based off the boundaries that you set. You can also attract more money because they are in alignment. You can't have people and be broke in your establishment. Either you're going to have no people and be broke in your establishment, or either you're going to have people in your establishment because you treat them well and you getting money in your establishment, or either you're going to be in a spot and you find yourself being ill treated. Plus, you feel as though since that's the cause that I'm no longer going to be there and I don't want to because I was so ill treated. So now it's nothing there, including your pockets as well. So it's really about putting a proper boundary in place so that those things are avoided and or prevented to begin with. So you cannot worry about having to figure out where your next meal is going to come from because you're so dependent on a government or some kind of establishment that's not even doing you right to begin with. They're constantly doing you dirty. So it doesn't even really make sense for you not to really depend on your own 2 feet to get you to where it is you're trying to go. And at the end of the day, that's basically what the whole entire point of setting a boundary is. It's allowing people not to step on your toes. And if they do, you're going to have to learn how to have a little bit of a buck back. I call it a buck back, like a horsey. Just constantly get here, like it's just that simple. Like, bro, look, you stepped on my foot. I take time to take care of myself, which includes my feet, my mani, my petty, my physical form, the things that I think about. And I don't need nobody stepping on my top of 2 toes. Like I didn't come into this world with feet that belong to nobody else. So since you did that, now I got to give you a little buck, a little, and that's just what it's going to be, bruh. Like, I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm not going to choose to do that because you didn't even choose to watch where you were stepping your feet. Simple as that. So that's why. So, you can't get mad at somebody else. And if you did, I suggest turning into the mirror first and figuring out what's going on in there and that whole situation and your boundaries before you go to deal with somebody else, especially who you failed to take care of their feet. Anyway, hopefully this is helpful. Like and subscribe, and I will talk to you all again soon. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your day. Bye. Thank you for watching. Take care more.